Hi, so in continuation of understanding fear, we need to move into the brain and start to get to really this part of the brain that makes us go into a fearful state. Because we want to be limitless. We want to be able to move into this unknown area. We want to be like the blind man who climbs iced mountains. We can't see and we can't climb these mountains. And he can't see, yet he's climbing the mountain because he wants to live his life to the full, to experience that unknown. And this series is going to take you through those strategies that are going to help you to go into the unknown and start living your life to the full potential and be limitless. So let's look at the brain. What is the part of the brain that processes fear or that brings us into this fearful state? So I'm going to talk about the brain in a simplistic form. There are three forms of the brain. There is the frontal cortex, the neurocortex, and that neurocortex area is the rational area. It's the area that does the reasoning, the consciousness comes in there. That's the top layer of the brain. And then there's the middle layer of the brain, and that's the limbic system. This is the part of the brain that is to do with your emotions, feelings, but it's also to do with coordination and movement. That's everything in the middle part of the brain. And all these parts of the brain can be connected in the different series that we've covered, even in the reward system. So understanding your brain becomes really important in the self-discovery and self-actualization process that we're trying to get you into. The last part of the brain, the lower part of the brain, is called the reptile or the lizard brain. Why is it called the lizard brain? It's because it's associated with the source of fear that we actually experience. And why is it called the reptile brain or the lizard brain? It's because it wants us to survive. It wants us to not go into states that will challenge us and change our state of being. That's its perception. So the lizard in the wild perceives almost everything as a threat. So its form of living is just survival, coming out for three forms of bread of food, sessions, meals, 3 meals, and that's good enough for it. Its importance of survival is high up there. It just wants to survive. And because of that, it just keeps coming out for its meals, stay under the rock, and disappear again. So this is why it doesn't want to take any form of risk, and the lizard doesn't do that. It doesn't take risks. So even as our reptile or lizard brain is doing the same, it wants you to be protected. It wants you to keep surviving. It wants you to play safe, because then you won't be put out into a fear of failure. You won't be criticized. You won't be disappointed. You'd rather continue doing what you're doing because that will keep you safe. But we have to understand that to move out to our higher self, to go into the unknowns, requires change and requires challenge. We have to challenge ourselves and we have to move into change. And the lizard doesn't want anything, doesn't associate with change, and doesn't want to associate with challenge. And for that reason, we have to work with our lizard part of the brain, befriend it, and be able to start progressing towards this area, this corridor of success that we want to achieve and be able to experience life in its full potential and in its fullness, because we have to go through that challenge. We have to break that glass that takes us to the new perspective. So I hope you've learned something about this particular session, and more is going to come in regards to overcoming fear. We're going to be talking about tools that you can utilize each step, a step at a time, and find yourself going into this corridor of success, living your life to the full potential and living limitless without any doubt. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you have any questions about what I've covered, please leave your comment below and I'll be able to get back to you. So live fully, live a limitless life, and don't play small. Be safe. Goodbye.